Hi, Aylen here. We're gonna have a nice, short and sweet Pilates workout today. Nothing too crazy, something that absolutely everyone can enjoy. There's no need for equipment, but if you wanna use some Bella weights on your wrists or on your ankles, you absolutely can, but it's gonna be a nice killer without it as well. When we're ready, we're gonna be laying down on our mats. So get nice and comfy on your mat. Just placing your arms by the sides of your waist. Can we find your imprinted spine? So you're gonna tuck your tailbone in, find your lower back nice and pressed against your mat. You're gonna be lifting your right leg into tabletop and then lifting your left, finding a nice connection through your core muscles. Now, we're gonna take a nice inhale breath through your nose. When you exhale, I want you to start finding a toe dip through your right leg down, inhaling and coming back home. You're gonna exhale and lower your left leg down, inhaling and coming back home. And lowering your right leg down, coming back in, lowering your left leg down, coming back home. Good. We're gonna start warming up here. For now, I just want you to focus in maintaining your imprinted spine the whole time. What this means is trying to maintain your lower back, your tailbone, heavy on the mat the whole time. From here, every time you lower a leg, you want to exhale. Every time you bring it up, you want to inhale. So helping your body, your muscles, with that breathing pattern as well. From here, you can stay into your toe dips if you like. If you want a little bit more work here, instead of holding your toe dips, we're gonna start extending your legs over the mat. So, when you're ready, any leg, just extending it over the mat, and inhale, coming back home. Exhale, extend, inhale, and coming back home. So, extending out, coming in, extending out, coming in. You're gonna start feeling those lower abdominals starting to wake up a little bit more here. Good. We're gonna start progressing into this movement. If you want a little bit more, can we extend both arms nice and up in towards the ceiling, over your shoulders? Good. Imagine I'm grabbing your ankle and I'm pulling your leg away from you. So feel the stretch of your leg and then bringing it back home. We're gonna start adding on to this one. If you want a little bit more work, can you squeeze your legs together and can you extend both legs over and bring both legs back home? I'm already shaking. Extend both legs over and bring both legs back home. Really important here that you continue with a breathing pattern. Can we exhale as we push? Inhale as we come back home. Good. All right, last 3. And we're gonna hold everything in. Last 2. Ooh. Last 1. Can we extend? And can we hold your tabletop back in? Hold a 90-degree angle for me. Take a nice inhale through your nose. When we exhale, can you imagine you have straps on your hands? And we're gonna push your straps down, lifting into an up curl, placing your straps down towards the mat, looking towards your knees. Inhale, can you melt yourself back home nice and slow? Exhale, can you find an up curl up? Inhale, can you melt yourself back down? Good. Now, from here, as you continue with your crunches, if you need a little bit more support for your neck, more than welcome to place either one hand or 2 hands right behind your head to have a little bit more support. Good, last 2. All right, the fun part is about to come. Last one, can you hold your up curl up? From here, can you extend your legs out and in and out and in? If this feels too much, you can do single legs as well. For 2, almost there. For 1, can we hold? Start pulsing through those arms. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Melt yourself back down. Nice and slow. All right. Something about me, I'm always gonna find a way for you to do 100s. This was a mini 100s, like I like to call it. We were not there for 100 pulses, so we're gonna work on that. All right. When you're ready, you're just gonna lower your feet down on the mat. We're gonna give your neck a little of a break. You're gonna be placing your arms down once again by the sides of your waist. Your feet, your legs are gonna be nice and hip distance apart. From here, just take a nice inhale through your nose. When you exhale, can you start tucking your tailbone in? You're gonna bring your pelvis towards your rib cage and slowly start peeling off your spine, off the mat, lifting it nice and up. Now from here, trying to aim to have your hip bones in line with your shoulders, in line with your knees. Feel your hamstrings, feel your glutes. Can we hold? Now, inhale. When you exhale, you're gonna start melting yourself back down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Last thing that lands is gonna be your tailbone. We're gonna do it again. You're gonna tuck your tailbone in, finding yourself coming towards your rib cage, lifting yourself all the way up. Find a nice connection through your hamstrings and start melting yourself back down all the way back home. Perfect. So working on the breathing as well. Make sure we're not holding our breath. And you take a deep inhale here. When you exhale, start lifting. Beautiful. Find a nice connection through your glutes, through your hamstrings. Hold to inhale and then exhale and start melting yourself back down. Good. I want you to imagine here, you're peeling off your spine like you will peel off a sticker. So you're peeling off that sticker as you lift. And as you go back down, I want you to think your spine is like a string of pearls. So imagine each pearl going down one after the other until the last one, which will be your tailbone, lands on the mat. All right. Beautiful. We're gonna start adding on here. Can you lift into your hip roll and hold it? Now, you're gonna lift your right leg into tabletop position. You're gonna feel your left hamstring working a little bit harder. Can you bring your right foot back down and bring yourself all the way back home? We're gonna do it again. From here, you lift up. We're only gonna work through your right leg for now. Can you lift your right leg into tabletop? Can you find your right foot back on the mat? And can you melt yourself all the way back home? Good. Doing it again. We're almost done here. We're making that left hamstring work a little bit harder here. Good job. All right. Can we hold this one? The next time you find your hip roll, hold it up. And can you find your right leg into tabletop? You're gonna hold it. Check your hip bones and align with your shoulders. Hold the strength on the left hamstring. Can you tap your right toes down? And up, and up, and up. Good. We're here for 4. Good. Last 3. We're almost there. Here for 2. Good job. Last one. Can you hold your right leg into tabletop? Drop your hips halfway down, and can you lift it all the way up? And halfway down, and lift it all the way up. We're here for 4. Good. Last 3. Here for 2. Oh my God. Last 1. Can you lift your hips all the way up? Bring your right foot down, melt yourself all the way back home. Oh my goodness. Lift your left leg, extend it nice and up. Rolling it around, have a little stretch out there. All right. When we're ready, we're gonna be starting to shuffling yourself towards the side. So your right forearm is on the mat here, and your legs are squeezed in together. Now, you want your waist, your right side of your waist to be picked up. You want your knees to be in line with your hip bones here, and you want your forearm to be on the mat. You can have your left hand on the mat or you can have your left hand on your hip bone, whatever feels more comfortable to start with. Now, having energy on the right side of your waist, on your right obliques. Can you inhale to prepare? When you exhale, you're gonna start lifting and picking up through your waist. Inhale and melt yourself back down. Exhale and lift. Inhale and melt yourself back down. Good. Exhale and lift. Inhale and melt. Good. Really important with Pilates that you always use the pattern of breathing. It's okay if you forget it sometimes, as long as you're breathing. Principles of Pilates here, make sure you're always breathing. All right, we're gonna start adding on here. Can you extend your left arm and hold it extended as you continue lifting and lowering? Good job. Adding on a little bit more here. Can you lift and hold? We're gonna ask you to thread a needle. Can you thread the needle under your waist? Lift through your arm and lower back down. Good, we're almost there. Lift, thread the needle, open and melt yourself back down. Good, and lift and thread and open and down. Good, last two. Lift, thread, open and down. Last one. Lift, thread, open and thread and open. Good, we're here for 4. Good, last 3. Good job, last 2. Almost there, last 1. Lift and hold. Small little pulses here for 3, 2 and 1. Melt yourself all the way back down. Good job. All right, lifting yourself up. Have a little bit of a stretch out towards the side, a little bit of a mermaid stretch. Whew. Towards the other side, have a nice stretch. All right. When we're ready, we're gonna be sitting on your mat. Your legs are gonna be back into the 45-degree angle here. Your legs are hip distance apart. You're gonna be grabbing with your hands the back of your thighs, and you're gonna start nice and open through your chest. You want to inhale here. When you exhale, can you start tucking your tailbone in, starting to find a C-curve spine here. Inhale here. When you exhale, can you start lifting yourself all the way back home? Good, and we're going to do it again. Tuck your tailbone in, start finding your C-curve spine. Hold it down, inhale. When we exhale, start coming back all the way back home. Good job. It's not gonna feel too crazy here because we're supporting yourself with your hands. We're gonna start adding on to make it a little bit more challenging. Can we extend your hands in line with your shoulders? Tuck your tailbone in and start finding your C-curve spine. Wonderful. Inhale here. When you exhale, start coming all the way back home with control. Good. We're gonna do it again. Tuck your tailbone in. Find your C-curve spine. Inhale to hold. When you exhale, come all the way back home. Good job. Continue and tucking your tailbone in. C-curve spine. Good. Can we hold it? Can we, from here, right leg, we're gonna lift it into tabletop position. You're gonna feel your lower abdominals working a little bit harder. Can you bring your right foot down? Can you lift your left leg into tabletop? Can you bring your left leg down and bring yourself all the way back home? We're gonna do it again. Can you tuck your tailbone in, C-curve? Good. Right leg up, right leg down, left leg up, left leg down, and bring yourself all the way back home. Good job. One more before we add a little bit more. C-curve. Right leg up, right leg down, left leg up, left leg down. Can we lift yourself back home? All right, you can stay doing your single legs. If you want a little bit more, can you find your C-curve and hold it? From here, we're gonna lift your right leg up first. Can you lift your left now? This is your tisa. Can you squeeze your legs together? Wonderful. Hold it here. Feel your abdominals working, feel your core muscles. Can you lower your right leg? Can you lower your left leg? And come all the way back home. Good job. That was your tisa, an absolutely staple of Pilates. Classical exercise. If you've never done your tisa, it's really fun. Give it a try. If it feels too much, just continue with your single legs. Good job. All right. I'm gonna add a little bit more here. I'm feeling cheeky today. Can you find your legs squeezing together as we've been doing on your teaser? From here, we're gonna extend your legs nice and slow. Now notice how my torso is not moving. The movement is coming from your legs. Can you bend them back in? Down, down, come all the way back home. We're almost done, I promise. Good. Always listen to your body. If the things we add feels too much, just continue with the layers that felt good. Good job. All right. We're gonna find our last one here. All right, find your C-curve spine. Hold it for me. Can you find one leg up? You can stay here and alternate legs, or you can come up and hold your teaser. Can we hold? Now from here, if you want even more, extend your legs. Can we be here for 5? Point your toes. Last 4, open your chest. I'm shaking. Last 3, 4, 2, and 1. Going forward, have a nice stretch. Wonderful, wonderful job. Teaser is always humbling. Whew. All right, when we're ready, we're gonna be coming towards the other side here of your side plank. We're gonna come now into your left forearm on the mat. I'm gonna be looking towards you here, but you can be looking towards the other side. Now, from here, left forearm on the mat, and you're gonna find those legs, those knees nice and squeezed in together. Again, you can place your right hand on the mat or on your hip bone. Now, having those knees in line with your hip bones, with your shoulders, can you inhale to prepare? When you exhale, lift, inhale, lower, exhale and lift, inhale and lower. Good job. Continue here. Beautiful. Feel the lift here. Feel the power coming now through the left side of your waist. Good. Now remember the challenge we were doing before? We're gonna do it again. Can you lift and can you extend through your right arm? That right arm is gonna stay extended throughout the whole movement now. Wonderful. All right. Whew, can we start threading the needle now? So you lift, can we thread the needle? And you open and you go back down. Good job. And we lift and we thread and we open and we go back down. Good job. Lift, thread, open, back down. Last one here, lift. And can you thread? And open. 4, 4, thread. And open. Good. Last 3. Good job. 4, 2. You got it. Last one. Open. Little pulses here for 3, 2, and 1. Melt yourself back down. Oh my goodness. Good job. All right. When we're ready, we're going to be laying back on our mat. Take your time here. All right. From here, have your feet on the mat, those legs 45-degree angle, and swell the size of your waist. Now, we're going to come back into your bridges, into your hip rolls here. Can you start tucking your tailbone in? Starting to lift nice and slow through your spine, finding that connection through your glutes and your hamstrings at the top, and then you're going to exhale and melt yourself back down. Good. We're going to do it again. You start lifting up. Good. Holding it nice and up, and then we're going to go all the way back down. Wonderful. Nothing too crazy to start with. You really want to feel the articulation to your spine. Remember that string of pearls we were talking about the first time we were doing our hip roll? All right. Can we add on your tabletop leg here? Find your hip roll. Can you find your left leg into tabletop? Find even more pressure through your arms. Can you find your left foot back down? Can you bring yourself all the way back home? Wonderful. We're going to do it again together. Can you find your hip roll up? Left leg into tabletop, left foot down, and you're coming all the way back home. Good. All right, we're almost there for today. Find a nice connection through your right hamstrings here. Take your time through the movement. Make sure your breathing pattern is still there. You lift as you exhale. Inhale, good. Exhale, down and down. All right, can we find the last one all together? Can you find your hip roll up and hold it? Can you find your left leg into tabletop and hold it for me? Make sure those hip bones are still aligned. Can you find your left leg going down and up? and down, and up. We're here for 5. Good, and 4. Good job. Here for 3. You got it. Last 2. Almost there. Last one. Lift, hold it. Can you drop your hips halfway down and up and halfway down and up? We're here for 4. Good job. Last 3. Almost there. Last 2. Wonderful. Last one. Lift. Lower your feet down. Bring yourself all the way back on. Good. Lift that right leg nice and up. Have a little bit of a circling around. All right. Wonderful, wonderful job today. When you're ready, just extend your arms by the sides of your head. Extend your legs. Wonderful. All right. Wonderful work today. This was a short and sweet flow. There wasn't many crazy things that we did, but definitely if you like this flow, definitely come back for more. I would love to see you around. There's gonna be a lot more fun flows coming out now. So give some love into that subscribe button, into that like button for me. Thank you so much and have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day.